Hello, I'm Anders. This is Stars in the Dark, session 14, which is crazy, but that's where we are. Yeah, you all know what this is. If not, start from the beginning. I think I'd like to go around the character keeper today and just let everyone mention something cool they did or that happened last session, because that was very action-packed fight against the Black Sun, and I'd like to give everyone a chance to highlight things they enjoyed from there. I'll do this in character keeper order because I'm lazy. So, Rich.
Yay, I get to go first, which means I can't beat to somebody else's cool idea. I have to come up with the first good idea. Damn it, I'm terrible at that. I'm going to say we got the face off with a very beautiful and incredibly dangerous badass Black Sun assassin that is named Kernok. And the reveal of her was awesome and terrifying. And we actually got her goat, so she's gonna come after us.
Yeah, that's fun. Oh, whoops. I do bad things. Then we have Mark.
Yeah. Got to blow up some stuff last time. That was a lot of fun. Blew up a speeder bike with a skill shot there. Just trashed their little garage there. Was not subtle about getting our target, which turned out to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Kai, right when you take a bite.
We lost Groff, and it hurt so much. Oh my gosh. But like the scene of our babysitter pulling on Bade's arm, I think it was like, like, no, he's dead. Let's go kind of thing. Like, ooh, the feelings, man. But also everybody helped me come up with a really cool way to escape by sending off the speeder and going in a different direction. And then I found out that I trained with some assassins before. So like the last few minutes of the session just were incredible. Plus a carking hot assassin. Don't let Edmund know that I said that. Truth, Sarah.
Yeah.
She said it out loud, and Edmund
In front of
heard
you.
that. Yeah,
I think she told it. I think she said it to you.
And I think Ed was like, yeah.
Yeah, for those who aren't playing the game, the picture for the assassin is Mila Jovovich from one of the Resident Evil movies.
Yeah.
I love those movies, but it's only because I get to watch Mila Jovovich kick zombie ass, and that's
the complex story. The complex story is pretty. Never mind.
Yeah. Finally, Steven.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed, kind of stepping out, seeing the assassin and being like, oh, this is another mook that it'll be fine with, and then watching Ettima like blow her away and crit, and being like, oh yeah, it's fine, she's gone, and then her coming up, kind of out of the smoke again. That was all good. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So I will go through some of the things that happened since last time, some of the background events and such. I will also notify you on the status changes with the other factions resulting from this job. You have unsurprisingly lost 2 status with the Black Sun. They really don't like you. You're not at war, so there's that, but they're not happy. You gained a +1 with the Rebel Alliance, which puts you at a 0. So Tor doesn't dislike you anymore. It's just, yeah, whatever. You would have gained like 2 points with Maxa, but you were already at the max of +3 there. So yeah, they like you a lot, but they already did. Then we have the general events. I put those in the on the events tab, but I'll read through them as well. There's still street fighting in the Foundry, and the street sec, they're still using the military equipment they've been trained in and received from the garrison, but the stormtroopers have been pulled back. Burke Malott, who Etema had some contact with when she reduced heat by fighting, he's been forced into hiding, so because they're really after him. Most of the 1,000 Knives have been absorbed into the Moon Minox, which is Zori Bliss's gang. They haven't managed to reform, and Shokai have lost touch with some of them. They're a bit tired of hiding, so they're joining up with another crew. Becker, who is the person from Maxa's Rebels who's been staying with you, Roar's partner, he has started to reconnect with the other fighters from Maxa's cell or organization and start to pull them together in Maxa's absence. And scout troopers on speeder bikes have been spotted in the scrapyard. This is not a common occurrence, but clearly the garrison is up to something. And that something is actually revealed by one of the clocks I've started. I've ticked on Anathem's hunt. That's the Inquisitor Anathem, who's after the Force artifact. He's now at 5 ticks out of his 8. I also have a clock for Kernok identifying Boko. That's a 4 clock and already has 2 ticks on it because she saw you, but she needs to find out who you are. And then we have the Garrison Scouts. I have a clock for them identifying the general location of your lair. Your lair is hidden, so they're not going to just see there, that's where it is. But they can probably figure out, yeah, it's in this general area. And if they go in there with a bunch of stormtroopers, they're probably going to find you if they're like going door to door everywhere. But so far, they're just looking generally for what's going on. I put these clocks up, or Anathem's hunt has been up for a while, because I think it's just more interesting if you know what's going on and how dangerous things are than if it's something hidden that just happens suddenly. So I think this is a lot more fun. Yeah, like we mentioned, Croft died during the raid, and this session we're going to have his wake be at least part of it. Janusz has not been too happy about what happened. He thinks they were reckless. He's been drinking and talking shit about talking poodoo, I should say, about the about the crew, and that needs to be handled. I figure we'll kind of have the wake as the main event of the session, and then we'll do like flashbacks and whatever to other things. I figure we'll have time to do downtime activities, and we'll kind of like mix those in with whatever else is going on. Bria has one downtime activity fewer, just one, since and that was a trade-off for you for your escape. It took you a while to get back. You had to take some detours and such things. But due to your crew ability, you still have the normal number of downtime activities for everything else, despite being at war. Yeah, I think that was everything I wanted to bring up. Things we will have happen is that Boko is set to put Janusz, yeah, dress him down, do something, handle him, handle what's going on there in some way. Boko, you also got, Boko got a few options for a new place to go gambling. I don't know if you've made a choice there.
Yeah, I think Skirbo sounds a lot of fun.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, let's start with that then. I think so. You get in touch with Celine, and she says that, yeah, I can get you an invite. It's you have to remember, this is a fancy place. You need to behave while you're there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I've heard you say that before, and I know how things tend to turn out, but this isn't just I mean with a cartel, you know that Scarborough isn't part of the cartel.
Mhm.
I can protect you. They're friendly enough that I can get you an invite, but I'm not vouching for you.
Fair enough.
So, are you planning on reducing stress? It looks like
Sure
you should,
am.
probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and anyone who wants to come with me to Skirbo's is more than welcome.
Yeah, I would have come along.
Yeah, come on down.
I think you mentioned gambling and my ears perk up and I'm like, I've got a credit. It's fine.
Yeah. It's a good start.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
so me and Beta will head out of there, I guess.
Maybe
Maybe invite some of the crew along too. Maybe bring Janusz and whoever else wants to come.
I'm not sure that it's
Are you
not
gonna dress out
certain that
Janusz
Yawas will be welcome at a place like this, but
Fair.
So this club is located it's in Bright Market. It's close to Emerald Row, which is the entertainment district. But it's not in Emerald Row, it's in Bright Market, which is an important distinction to some people.
Right.
Emerald Row is very different. It's not homogeneous. Like the area nearest the docks, that's a seedy part. That's where you have the real dives and the brothels and that sort of thing, or more the seedier places. And then it gets fancier and fancier until you're up near the heights, where you have like an opera house and that sort of thing, and fancy casinos and the fancy brothels that don't call themselves brothels, are just places you go to be entertained in the company of lovely beings from all kinds of places. But this is Scarborough's own personal club where he usually hangs out. So, Boko, what does this place look like?
Yeah, so this is it's in Bright Market, so yeah, it is fancy-er. I think it's still got some of that that lived in look. It's probably cultivated by Skirbo to sort of let it stand apart from the glitzier places. Like, this is still very fancy and expensive, but like it's my kind of fancy and expensive. So it's distinctive, I think. And yeah, it's it's a Jaws Palace scene. There's just like all sorts milling about in there. A little bit more upscale. Got the jizz band going and all that. And there's probably a separate large casino room for the gambling proper. That there's a not a velvet rope, but like there's, you have to nod to a guy to get in there.
So, Stephen, what kind of entertainment does Scarborough provide?
So I think that other than the jazz band, I think that Boko mentioned, I think that there's there are dancers. and they come out sort of on stages, but they're a little bit separate from everyone. And I think most of the attendees here kind of feign interest. I'm sorry, no, feign disinterest. You know, they're really watching these, and I think that there's sort of a code here for the dancers that come out. And it indicates a little bit more about what the show's going to be like for the rest of the evening. So if they bring out flashy dancers, or, you know, maybe dancers who are in police garb or something like that, you know, they're going to see a little bit more action, and there's going to be like, I think there's actually, okay, there is actually like, you want to call it kind of a floor mystery or something like that. So if the dancers come out and they have like police garb on, we're going to see like a floor show of a murder and a mystery going on. And the patrons all try to solve what this is. If it comes out and there's like, you know, we see executives or something like that, it's going to be more of a financial kind of mystery. They're like, where did the money go? But it's a little bit of entertainment, and the first clue about that is what the dancers look like.
Nice. That's I like that a lot.
Why didn't I go? This sounds amazing.
Yeah. You're missing out.
Dang it.
Don't worry, we'll tell you about it later.
So Rich, who when Boko and Bade get to Scarbo's, who is there that seems really out of place?
Oh man, just dropping that on me. That's so great. I think we haven't seen Zori's second in so long. This was the guy who didn't like to try weird foods, Jorgen. So I think you guys recognize the mask before you recognize the man. He's there. He's a little out of place. Why is he there? What's he doing? Is he just there to gamble? Is he like scoping the place out?
Yeah, interesting. Kai, I would like to know, there's a, when just after Boko and Bade arrive, there's a sort of commotion. What's happening that's disturbing the atmosphere of the place?
I got all these ideas, but like I've seen them played out in other games, and they become really tedious. So I'm like, no, not that one. No, not that one. I think there are two dancers. I don't know their species, but they both feel like or want to be Skirbo's number one, and the arguments have finally spilled out into public. Not, you know, loud things, but it's growing and it's noticeable.
Nice. So this is probably something, I think this is something that Boko picks up on, because you're used to like noticing what's out of place with your police training. You notice that there's a minor argument. It's like you see behind the scene for a moment when a door opens, and you see these two dancers arguing, and they clearly like really in each other's faces, but then the door closes and everything's nice and joyful again, except for all the people who are losing their money, but they don't seem to mind that much.
They're still having a great time.
Yeah. So how do you two spend your time here?
I think I think Boko heads straight for the gambling room. Gives whatever species guard is bouncing at the door in Star Wars tuxedo. Just give the nod to them and see what they got. See if there's a Sabak or Jarek or whatever else they got there, and belly up to a table, throw down some credits. He's I think Boko's a little bit like, ooh, like Jones and Ford. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah. I think there's a pretty wide selection of different games here. Skirbo likes to I think he doesn't want to miss out on any potential customers. So there's a wide variety of games. So there's definitely Sabak and all of the common games
Yeah.
are available.
Let's sit down at a Sabak table and ante up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Bade, what do you get up to? Do you gamble as well, or?
Oh yeah, gambling's my thing. Sabac's my game. I mean, I got this going on.
Yeah. Nice. The stakes here are higher than you're used to, but it's also clear that some of the people here, you're used to people gambling, like really trying to win because the money is important. But a lot of the people here, they're just having fun. They don't care if they win or lose a hand. They'll make risky plays just for the hell of it and that sort of thing. And then there's the and I think you both as gamblers are able to spot the ones who are maybe not professional gamblers, maybe some of them are, but at least know what they're doing and are there trying to win. Yeah, so let's have your stress relief rolls.
Yeah.
So this is your highest, no, what is it's your lowest attribute? Is that it?
Yeah. So that'll be resolve. So that'll be a 2.
Yeah. So it's your lowest attribute, which is 1 die for Bade and 2 for Boko, and then the highest die result from those.
That's 4. That's okay.
4 is acceptable. And Bade gets a 6. Nice.
I told you, Sabac's my game. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, you're having a great time. What's the high point of the evening for you, Bade?
The high point is actually, all the attention that I'm getting. As you said, the stakes here are a lot higher than I'm used to. And I'm not used to being flush with cred. This is real money, and this is food for me. And I'm not used to playing this high. But I'm also used to playing with people who are a lot more serious about money. So, I'm seeing it flow, and I'm like, I'm flush. I'm like, oh yeah, I've got this. This is great. And I think in the back of my mind, I'm also picking up marks. I'm like, okay, this guy's sloppy, right? Not just gambling in general, but also I think that my pickpocket histories going back, this guy's sloppy. He's got a bunch of money. He's not protected. And, I think towards the end, I go over and I kind of poke Boko, and I'm like, that guy, he'd be easy to take stuff from. He's the guy that we should watch. Yeah.
Nice. Boko, how do you feel about your evening at Scarbo's?
I think that Boko like sees the marks, sees the folks who are there just to have a good time, and just sort of like plays with them to feel it out a little bit, but then kind of like finds the people who are gambling for real, because like I think I need to play with some actual people who have some skin in the game.
You need the challenge.
And wind up there for a little bit. Probably break about even, maybe come out a little low, but having a good time regardless. I think Boko's actually, I think I want to actually spend another cred to get a second run at the casino, and still have another downtime action somewhere else, just to like drop a bunch of change, just to say like, cool, like we are doing this.
Nice. This means that you risk overindulging,
Yeah.
but that's the fun of gambling, isn't it?
Yeah. So one more cred.
Let's see that roll.
That's a 6. Yeah. No, it's a 5. Okay, I go over by 1.
Yeah, time is still overindulgence.
Yeah.
That means that you get to choose. So let me see. You get to choose. You can attract trouble, which means an additional entanglement. You can brag about your exploits, which gives the crew +2 heat. You can be tapped, which means you're kicked out of here as well, and you'll have to find another new place. Or you can be lost. That means your character vanishes for a few weeks. You play a new character until they return. When they return, they've healed any harm they have. So there's a small benefit as well.
Wow.
I think it'll be fun to take the heat. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah,
I think like once Boko gets into it, like just like creds are flowing like water, and I think there's probably some drinking involved, and start sort of talking about to like, yeah, we had a big score against some pretty heavy hitters. They went down like chumps, just like running my mouth, not giving any details about the job, but like letting people know that we were punching above our weight and got away clean.
Yeah, nice. I think actually Jorgen sits down at your table for a bit, and he's clearly a gang member, and you're talking to each other like you know each other, which also attracts some attention. Yeah, nice, cool. So do Etema and Bria, do you have any downtime actions you'd like to get done before we start the wake?
Yeah, I think I've got 2 because I am burn one trying to escape, and I think I'll just do the simple one now so we can quickly get to. I want to train on insight, so we see her working on studying. Like Etema is in a room with a cool little view of the outside. Maybe a speeder bike at one point zips past, and she's got a few data pads and some data crystals, and she's watching a crappy little hollow projector, trying to study up on some stuff. She's attempting to increase her insight. So that is one that our crew has extra training in. So I'm marking 2 XP in the insight stat or whatever it's called.
Nice.
So
cool. Bria, do you have something you want to do before the wake?
I have something I want to do, but I don't know about the timing of it. So I'll just go ahead and let you know. We can figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm flowing into this obsessed trauma, and I've made the object of my obsession the list of soldiers that killed my family. And I believe that Bria looks at her stupor vice and thinks, if I keep doing that, I'll never get this list done. So I'm looking for a new vice, and thus a new vice purveyor. And I'm not sure what that is, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
I think in this case, that's something you can do that doesn't have. I don't think you have to spend a downtime activity on that. Okay. But you can spend some time looking for something. What kind of thing would Bria? What would bring her the kind of relief from this constant pressure of going out on dangerous mission where she's risking her life, fighting people, killing people?
I will think about it during the wake, and I'll come back to you.
Cool. So you're holding a wake for Croft. Where do you do this? What place do you choose? Does someone have an idea?
Enema would have suggested that was in a restaurant where we had to make an example of the person that Croft worked for. Like the first place that we met him is where she'd throw out, heedless of it that being a good idea or not.
Yeah, the first time, actually, Bria knew Croft from before, but
That's
the first
true.
place,
That's true. Yeah.
but you fought him or killed his partners, the
Right.
people he were working with, outside a bar in the foundry, where he was making deliveries. I think maybe that's still in the locations.
Yeah, his name was Bobum Korg or Koerg. Is it in locations? That's a good question. Unfortunately, it wasn't outside the Intergalactic House of Flat Cakes, but that's a nice backup option.
I think it was Dido's. It's on age 10 of the locations.
An upscale cantina in the foundry near Bright Market. That feels right.
Sounds right.
I think that was it. A somewhat fancy place where the person you killed, whose name I can't recall, but
Bobum. He was a Gron.
Yeah, Bobum Kurd. Yeah, he was delivering spice there, and you killed him, and you killed his driver, but you didn't kill Croft because you made a deal with him beforehand, because Bria knew him. Yeah, so that's you're holding the wake there. It's a fancy place. It's some ways away from where you're currently living, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because you want to keep your lair hidden. It's a little bit risky. It's close. It's in the foundry where there have been these street battles, but since the stormtroopers have pulled out, it's not as dangerous as it used to be. And you can't show yourselves to be cowards and just stay away from areas that could possibly be dangerous. It's not super dangerous. I'm not trying to make it seem like a bad idea from that perspective, but yeah, things are happening in the foundry. Cool. So what's the general vibe you're going for? Are you like drinking and partying and remembering the good times, or is it more of a solemn occasion? Does it change from one to the other?
I think Anima getting high.
One more thing. Did you like rent the whole place for the evening? So it's just you there, or are there regular patrons there as well?
I feel like there's regulars there.
Did we tell
We're
everyone
at
who
war.
might
We
have?
probably don't want to rent a place out. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, did we tell everyone who might be friends of Croft? You know, you should show up too. Did we make it very public?
Killed the last people who are friends with.
Well, the people he was working with.
Working with, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, let's go into that actually. I think at least someone he knows from before shows up. Bria, or Kai, I should say. Bria had a previous relationship with Croft. You knew him from previously. Who shows up that knew him from before he was a guard for the drug dealer?
Well, the idea that I'm not going to go with is the assassin we just met. But let's see. Let me look at the NPCs some. Let's see. Nice list of NPCs here. Oh, Zori Bliss shows up.
Ooh, how does she know him?
I don't think she tells people how she knows him. Like, that's one answer. Zorian Croft started out as partners in crime, and for some reason, Croft left that and did other things.
Zori's the one who hired us, right, to do the job.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So he ended up working for someone that she had beef with.
Or
Nice.
at least it turned out that way. The delivery service was trying to push into her territory, and that's where Croft was working. Cool. Steven, who of Croft's relatives show up?
I think his husband shows up and is a big shock. None of us knew he was married. And I think Croft always seemed a little bit poor, and I think that's where his money was going.
So actually, let's hold that for a bit. Yeah. Yeah, so you're into this wake. Etoban's getting high. I suspect there's a fair amount of drinking. Zori is there, and she's playing it close to her vest as she usually does. It doesn't reveal too much, but I think she mentions that she and Croft used to work together. And then this other Gregorian shows up. Nobody knows who he is. And that's when Janusz starts to cause a scene. And I think Kai should be the one to tell us how they do that, because I think you're the one who knows most about Janusz.
Okay. But it's going to be Boko who lays down the... Yeah, okay, all right.
And I think Bade, whenever the other Gregorian comes in, Bade actually goes over and, since nobody else knew them, introduces herself and starts to talk. So that's where I am at the moment.
Yeah, cool.
I think Janusz goes off on the fact that no one knew about Croft's husband. And what kind of a gang are we that we don't know shit about each other? And, who's leading this bullshit? Kark, but, in Jawa. you know, so it all sounds the same. But Tiki Tabby's like shaking her head and like explaining it to people. Unless somebody else speaks Java. Boko, do you speak Java?
Yeah, maybe like a word or two. Like,
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like move along, that sort of thing.
Love it. Yeah. But it's obvious by it, even if no one knows what he's saying, like he's pushing people. Like he's physically pushing people. As accusations. Like you, blah, 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 and you, and just how we're not connected at all.
I think Boko sees this happening, and I like put myself in the area and wait for him to push me.
Yeah, and he comes over to you and starts pushing you, and it's like pushing your knees, pushing at your knees, and you didn't care about Croft. You didn't know anything about him. He's married. You didn't know he was married. You didn't care. You didn't care about me. You didn't care about anyone. You're just a dirty cop.
Yeah, when he says it, like I don't think Boko doesn't really yell ever, but I think that's why he's just like, "Hey!" And I think actually like pick him up by the scruff of his neck and just like hold him up, and just like start like pointing my finger in his face, like, you know why we do you know anything about my family? Do you know anything about my life? Do you know about Edema or Bait or anyone else? You know why? I don't know about you. I don't know about your family. Keep them safe. I don't need to know anything about you, and you don't need to know anything about me. All you need to know is shut up and do what we say, get paid. And I put him down. And I just walk away and get a drink.
Yeah, you really
like,
let him have it.
Like give everyone else, like make eye contact with everyone else who he was talking to, like, right? Okay, good. Get a drink.
Yeah. Rich, how do the rest of the gang react to this? The ones who are here.
Oh, that's an interesting. So I got to think about other people out, get outside of Adam's head. Let me see.
Because you have Iggy and Gita, Esnada.
Crap, I'm looking in the wrong place. Okay.
You should actually make a row for your.
Yeah, we have
members.
potential recruits, and I don't know who officially made it in. I can't remember.
Yeah, they're named on the crew sheet.
Perfect. Yes, not a Jita. I think Jita's reaction is maybe a little bit of an eye roll, and then going to check out the buffet that's been laid out and just try to ignore this happening. But IG-33 just watches him passively. It's a droid. Like, meat beings. This is how they process grief. Yeah. I think that's the main two reactions that we see. But maybe Esnada, let's see. Let me see Esnada. Where is Esnada? Oh yeah. She'd probably, I think Esnada's maybe emotionally affected by this. Perhaps she was fired from the security team. The biggest hitter on our team on the last job was killed. We're having a wake for them. It's not like she's broken up about Croft as Croft, but more along the lines of everything being unstable. And she thought she had a place she could go to, and now that's not safe either. So I think it's a thing where maybe while Edema is getting high to relax and forget, maybe she's drinking a little too much. Just hitting the intoxicants pretty hard.
Mhm, mhm. Um, so I think I'll ask Stephen, how does Croft's husband react to this scene?
So I think that Bade went over and talked to him a little bit. I think his name is Moroff, and basically she introduces herself and says, you know, I'm new to the group, and you know, I was there, and he saved all of our bacons, and it's really good that I'm glad to see you here, and then basically there's the little altercation of stuff, and I think so. Bade is a little bit embarrassed and like tries to kind of guide Mark Markov
Moroff?
Moroff guide Moroff a little bit off to the side, and you know, apologizes and says, you know, that's just business. It's not, you know, it doesn't reflect on anything from Croft. It's just, you know how people are. They're trying to everybody, some people get angry whenever they're sad. Some people get, you know, and he turns around and he looks at Etama, and some people get high and they all process things differently. And she's like, you know, just let any of us know if there's anything that you need. Um, do you want to be left alone, or would you like to, um, you know, would you like my company?
I would like to. You seem to be the kindest person here, and I would like to speak to you and tell you of Croft, so that you know things about him.
Oh,
And I think he like not pulls you off, but like invites you to a table that's a bit off to the side.
Mhm.
And he tells you about Croft, but he does it in a very, it's like a formal way. It seems like this is some sort of or not quite a ritual, but like a formal thing to do. So it tells you some things about where Croft grew up. He's lived his entire life on Coruscant, but he didn't start out in 1313. Neither of them did. They lived a few levels higher up before, but they both hit some hard times. Croft got into some shady business that Moroff wasn't part of, but they needed the money, and getting a job as a Gagorian in a empire run on an empire run planet isn't easy if you're not willing to be some kind of bodyguard or fighter or the like. And Moroff wasn't really cut out for that. But Croft, he was willing to be tougher, to be more violent. And I think that's when he met Bria, probably. Kai, do you want to add something to that? Or modify that?
I will say that Croft did let me know that when this happened, that there's like a box or a safe or something, and we would know who to give it to, is what he said. So maybe I bring that over at this point. And hand it to his husband. I assume he'll open it privately, but maybe not. I'm not pressing him to open it. I just know that there's a a box to be hand off. So I guess what I'm trying to say is he didn't expect that this would this wasn't going to be a deathbed marriage, like an old age kind of thing. You know, that they weren't going to go back home with each other. That kind of thing.
I think whenever Amorov took Bade aside to like a side table, Bade put, you know, the Star Wars equivalent of a velvet rope up, and I think this might be like a little beam kind of thing, so they could have a little bit more privacy. And I think whenever Bria comes up, Bade steps up, kind of turns it off, and that's when Bria comes in with the box and kind of sets it down, and we say a few words. Yeah.
Nice. More of like strokes the box, and he punches in a code. There's like a code lock, and opens it, and you can't see what's inside. But he looks inside, and it's hard to read his expression, but he closes it, and it seems like it's clear that he's very emotional, but it seems like it also gave him some kind of relief or closure or something. And he stays for a while longer and talks to he talks to you a bit as well, Bria, but mostly to Bade, and continues to talk a bit about the life they had together. And he stays, he has a drink, and then he picks up the box and leaves. So, Etema, you're getting high. How do you behave during, like, when you're getting later into the evening?
I think Edema gets that like touchy-feely high, and while she didn't really get in Janusz's face about his outburst, she's decided that she's going to help things. So after he gets picked up and talked to by Boko, Enema will walk over, grab Tiki-Tavi, like put an arm around, because Tiki-Tavi's short, right? So like puts an arm kind of around, but also on top of Tiki-Tavi's shoulder, and says, "Come on, I need you. We're gonna make everything better." And then she's going to head over after, not during Wake, but in aftermath of Wake, and just sit down on the floor by Janusz if he's still there, and say, "Okay, tell me, where are you from? I want to know. It's important. You're right."
Yeah, I think at this point Janusz is very, very drunk, and like sitting in a corner somewhere or up against the wall, drinking and muttering to himself. I think maybe you want to make a consort roll to see how well
it sounds
you
awesome.
manage to patch things up.
Yeah. I will definitely make a
die in
concert roll.
consort.
1 die. That is a 2.
Yeah, I think Janusz isn't really receptive to this, and I think he's speaking in Java. He's refusing to.
So the last place he was at in the last game that I played with him, he was supposed to do this job, and when he came back with a certain thing, then he was going to be like Grand Poobah or something like that. And when he got back, that's when he saw that the Empire had killed his clan. So, I don't know if you remember that, Rich, but that was the end of that game. So like where he comes from, I got a story to tell you about where I come from, blah, blah, blah. Maybe it might be part of it, or maybe he just doesn't want to talk about it at all. But that's for the viewers at home. That's what his last home situation was.
Yeah, what do we think? Well, Mark, what do you think? Does he start laying out this whole tragic backstory, or does he not want to talk about it at all?
Yeah, I think it feels like the floodgates are already open. I think he just lays it all out, and, whether people are listening or not.
Yeah, so I think he's like hanging on to you, Etema, and trying to talk to you in a very serious, that kind of drunk way. And they killed everyone. They killed my whole family. Everyone was dead. I was going to help everyone and make everything better, but everyone's dead.
No wonder you wanted everybody to know you. We're your clan now. Yep, we're your clan.
You're not my clan. You don't understand. You don't understand what a clan is. You don't want to. And then I think he throws up, and he Tikitavi like kind of tries to separate you, because she sees that this is not going to go anywhere to a good place.
Oh wait, well maybe he wants to get high. Tikitavi, ask him if he wants some spice.
Go away now.
Fine. He's just trying to help, man.
Yeah, I think we'll take a break here. We'll take a 10-minute break. Yeah. So does anyone have a scene they want to do at the wake?
I think after the husband leaves, I think Bria and I are left sitting at that table. And I'd like to just have a conversation with Bria, if that's okay.
That's perfectly fine by me.
Yeah, and I think it's, what do you think? What do you think was in the box? Do you know?
No, I don't know.
Oh, it would have killed me to know that there was a box out there and not know what was in it. It seems like Croft was someone that could be trusted, though, right?
I trusted him. I trust him.
Yeah. Okay. And I think Bade kind of looks around, and so does this happen often?
Was there a gang before I came along, or were we the original? I can't remember how we set that up. Were we did I join an existing gang, or was I part of like a meetup.com kind of thing where we formed the gang the first time?
I feel like it was more the second one. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think you
All
four
got
came
hired
together.
for the job. Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe like, we were recruits for the 1,000 Knives, and we kind of, banded together and said, let's do our own thing. Yeah. Okay. So I'll talk about, when I was with the Knives, I mean, they were so big, they could, she pauses real hard, afford a loss. But no, this is Dagger's first funeral. Wake. Whatever.
And I think Bade then, does a toast and says, "And to our last."
And Bria makes some sort of check to not roll her eyes at the naivete, and it brings up her glass and to the last.
And then I think Bade looks around and sees a little bit of revelry going on, and I think gets up to join the rest. She's learned a lot from about the gang and all that kind of stuff, and is looking to bond a little bit better with everybody else. Yeah.
So as you are walking away,
Yeah.
Bria reaches out for your hand, and she's not going to hold on to you she expects you to continue walking. But she holds into your hand and lets it slip through her hand, and she says, let me know if you need someone.
And I think Bade just kind of nods. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to rile up Edema. So,
Nice. So does anyone else want to have a scene at the wake, or do you want to have some sort of interpersonal scene later? Because otherwise I think we'll move on with the downtime activities and start to think about the next job. But I don't want to rush anything.
I think Edema might try to catch Boko at some point.
Yeah.
To chat with him. Does he ever, after the confrontation with Janusz, does Boko ever like drink a bit, lighten up?
Oh, yeah.
Or has that okay?
I don't know.
So
about
he
lightening
puts
up,
it
but
aside.
yeah.
Like okay.
I think he's like he may have like grabbed some some other someone else and like IG-33 and be like, and like the what's the husband's name?
Moroff.
Like Moroff shouldn't have been here in the first place. Like we should like I think it's like kind of pissed that he's bringing entanglements outside of the crew in. Like anyone could have seen Moroff coming here. He might be in danger now. Who knows what's going to happen, and that's going to be on us. So, and he's just like kind of like drunkenly ranting about like not letting anyone attached to us get involved in the business. I think
That's totally legit.
And yeah, I think Edema comes was like you. I don't know anything about you. I mean, I know about you, but I don't like. I don't know who is important to you outside of us. I don't know who you're important to. I don't know like who could be used as leverage against you if someone came at us. And I think that's a good thing, right? You agree with that?
No, I mean, no, I don't. This isn't just a job to me, Boko.
No, I know. That's why it's more than a job. If it was just a job, we could bring our families to picnics or whatever, put their photos on the walls, but we can't because I don't know, someone who's hanging out with us, who's just crashing with us for a while, who works for another gang. Not going to mention any names. If he saw someone's name and someone asked them how he could get to us, he could give them their name. And then what? Ria doesn't bring anyone around, so you know what I mean? Trying to keep everything professional.
I guess. So you don't want to talk about who you are outside of this?
I don't have anyone outside of this. I learned the hard way.
Do you need somebody?
I've got you, and I've got Bria, and we've got Bade now, and everyone else. Like, this isn't just a job. This is a family, right? Right?
Yeah. This is all I've got.
Yeah, like he like leans in and puts his arm around Edema, like touches foreheads. Like, yeah, we're family. We're family now. All of us. You bring him over you want. Like, you. What do you? You're not drinking. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm blazed. I took so much spice.
Do you have any more?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. Family time.
That is magic to her ears. She will pull out like a little spice snifter and put some on the back of her hand and like offer it up and try to get you totally spaced
Hit it.
out of your mind.
Buck goes into it.
Cool. Edema's done a good deed in her head. Just helped you work through some issues, and we proclaimed ourselves as family. So
Nice.
that's what she wanted.
All right.
So the day after the wake, you're back in your lair, and I think who else is there from the crew? I think Janusz and Digitavi aren't there. Janusz is sleeping it off somewhere else. Digitavi is taking care of him. But with the others, who's come back to the lair and who are like cooling off somewhere else, or yeah.
Adam is definitely back at the pad.
Yeah. Buko's also sleeping enough, probably is not used to the quality of entertainment that Edema is.
I think Iggy is there because he's a droid. He doesn't care that much. He's usually at the lair, I believe. Jita, I think, have some things going on outside her membership in the gang. So I don't think she's there like the day after. Esnada probably is. I think she has like made herself at home here. She's probably a little bit worried about her former employer. Semirich isn't very forgiving, and she knows that you don't have the best relationship with him as well. So she's probably playing it safe and staying here as much as possible for the time being. Bade and Bria, are you there as well?
Bade's definitely there. I think like on a cot, just out, just like dead to the world, sleeping the sleep of the young. Yeah.
I think Bria's up early, working out, chin-ups, something. Linda Hamilton from Terminator 2, just buffing it out. That's the wrong word to use.
Yeah, that's
Getting buff. Yeah.
So I think Bria is the one who, because Barrack, I need to check the name. Becker.
Right.
Becker, the guy from Maxus.
Yeah.
Maxus group.
Yeah.
He shows up. He was there at the wake briefly because he is associated with you, and he wanted to pay his respects. He he wasn't close with Croft, but he at least talked to him. They were part of the gang. I think both of them were there when you were fighting the Poodle troopers. Even if they didn't get into the fighting, they were still there. They were both there to act as backup. The plan didn't turn out the way you had expected. And he's usually fairly relaxed and laid back, but the last few days he's been antsy and tense. He's trying to pull the group, Max's crew together, and I think he watches Bria. He watches you work out for a bit. When you take a break, he gets your attention and tries to talk to you for a bit. We're really worried about Maxa. We got word from some dirty cops a couple of days ago, but nothing recently. And I'm really worried that they're going to send her to the Cube, and that's the prison, the high security.
Yeah, I know the Cube. Yeah. Give me everything you got. I mean, it's time to do it.
Yeah, I'll get the files, and he
Hey.
hesitates for a bit, but
We got her sister
haven't-
out. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Anders.
I haven't heard from Roar at all since they took her. I don't know. She's probably not going to give them anything. I don't think Maxa would either, but Maxa's human.
What's her sister's name?
Theory.
Look, we did what had to be done to get Theory out. We're going to get Maxa out. There's no question about it. It's just we had to take care of one before the other. Maxa is a lot stronger than her sister. It was the right choice. And
yeah, I'm not blaming you for the choices you made, but if you can't get her out in the next few days, we're gonna have to try it ourselves. But we're not. I don't think we have the skills that you do for this sort of work to do it. I don't think we can sneak in. It's going to be a frontal assault. It's going to be messy. The others, they all want to fight, and I don't think I can convince them to try to plan something that's more advanced than that.
okay. It's good to know what you're planning. We are continuously at war, and this is just another battle. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, if you need manpower, I can get people together. but they will want to fight.
Okay. If that's what they want. You do know that we just got out of a wake, right? We just lost
Yeah.
one of our own. You're sending me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If they want to fight, I'll make sure they can fight.
And it's clear that he doesn't feel good about this, but and he looks at you as if he's about to say something, but that he slinks out and probably goes off to talk to his rebel comrades.
I need everything you have in 3 hours, so make it quick.
You'll have it. Yeah, and when those 3 hours have passed, I think most of you are probably up again. He gets you the information he has. Maxa is being held at a station in at a station in the foundry, so it's in an area you know fairly well. It's not the same place that you've hit before, but it's a similar similar station. And what Becker's informant has told them is that there's apparently some infighting between StreetSec, who are the ones who picked her up, and CoreSec, who are like the criminal detective part of the law enforcement, and what's the name of, and ISB, the security bureau, who also want to, and all of them want to question her and use her for their part in fighting the rebels, basically. But there's a turf war over who gets the juicy prisoner, basically. But she's being held at station 31 in the foundry.
Okay.
So each of you still have one downtime activity. You can do some information gathering about the job. If this is the job you want to do, you can still do something else. And we still have time for some other scenes if you want. But I figure we'll aim for doing like the last job. We'll end with the engagement role if we get that far.
I'll step away for just a minute. I'll be right back.
So I think the thing that I'd like to do with Bade is visit a healer. I have some harm.
Yeah.
Do we have a healer that we normally go to?
Morn is a medic, the previous member of the core gang. I think what's happened with Morn, and now this, if Matt comes back and wants to do something different, but I think Morn has become more involved with the Kaldor enclave, if we want to call it that. That's in the scrapyard. There's a small population of Kaldorians there, and he's been more involved with like the religious practices and that sort of thing. But he's available for you to take care of your injuries. Etma also knows medic. She's not on super friendly terms with him, but you know.
I think I can't find more, and so I think I'd rather go with Sawtooth just because, you know, that should be fun. So I think I actually, Etema, are you hurt?
What? Oh no, it's fine. I bandaged that up. It's fine.
You got a blaster hit. You know,
Pff,
probably
I'm
need
a Ratataki. You don't know about us. We could take a lick and keep on going.
Fine,
It's
fine. Okay. I was just gonna go find a medical droid. I've heard one that's pretty good. So
Oh, so then you're not going to see Sawtooth.
you know Sawtooth? Yeah, I mean they are pretty good.
I guess he hates me. I'll show you where he is. Don't mention me. He'll charge you more.
Okay. What happened? What's the bad blood?
I make fun of him because I don't need his help.
Oh,
You know,
I see.
he
It's not like
thinks
he did a
I'm-
bad job, right?
Sure. Yeah, he didn't do a bad job. He did fine for other people.
Oh.
I just don't need him. He's always mad because I keep coming back. He keeps saying, "Oh, you're gonna get killed," and I don't. So
Ooh, can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
yes,
I switched over to the voice mod since maybe we'll need it.
yay, voice
So
mom.
does anyone else need to go see Sawtooth?
I hear you.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. I hear Etema's close with them.
Oh yeah,
Just-
don't mention him to her. It's not a good scene.
Okay. Okay.
They don't get along.
Well, maybe it'd be better if I just went with Boko.
Yeah, I'll take it. That's great.
Yeah. Are you
That's
good
a
with
good
that,
call.
Etema? Okay.
Yeah, go have fun, you guys.
Okay.
Like family. Go.
You can I mean, there's no reason you can't come.
Did you want to get charged more? I got my own thing. I'm fine. Thanks.
All
Tom.
right. You take care of yourself.
Cool. And they leave, and she like gets some glue and like glues together stuff for skin.
Man, she's kind of a hard ass, isn't she?
Yeah, kinda.
I mean, you know, is she ever gonna loosen up or?
She tries, but I don't know if it does any good, man.
Yeah.
It's I don't think any more spice is gonna help. So yeah, let's hit it.
Yeah, so you're going to see Sawtooth. Yeah, Boko knows, you know where Sawtooth has his clinic. I think he kind of moves around a bit. He has like a couple of places where he'll put up, he'll stay there for a few days, treat the people in the area, and then move on. So you find him, and what assistance do you require, fleshy beings?
I got shot. The kid, I don't know. What happened to you?
Yeah, I
Did,
got and I think I kind of pull up the sleeve and I've got this like blaster
Yeah.
burn mark and you know this other one in the side and I'm like it was an accident and you know the gun
Wasn't an
accidentally went off
accident.
and yeah.
No, it was on purpose.
Typical stupid behavior from criminal fleshy beings. I will treat you.
Yeah, I know. How's the wife and kids?
Ha ha ha. Good joke. Yeah, so mechanically recovery is you roll, I think the quality. Yeah, quality for an NPC. I think it's quality 2. So you roll 2 dice, and you can raise the result. Actually, he's quality 2, and it's +1 die because he's a ephemeral contact. So it's 3 dice. And you can pay credits to raise the result afterwards.
Cool.
But this will put ticks on your healing clock, and then when the healing clock is full, you get rid of some injury.
Get patched up. Go for that. High die is a 4.
So a 4 is 2 ticks, so that's half the clock. And raising that to the crit, you need to get 5 ticks. That would be 2 creds.
Yeah, why not? Spend it. You got it. Book was feeling good. Tick, tick.
Cool.
Does that get rid of one or both of the?
It reduces each instance of harm by 1 level, so you get rid of
Okay.
both your level 1 harms.
Cool.
So Bade, let's see
Yeah,
your roll.
let's roll. My highest is a 3, which is 1
Oof.
tick.
Yeah,
And I guess I'll spend my cred to get 2 ticks. Yeah.
you can do that. Or you can save it because you'll need to make another roll. I mean, actually, there's 2 ways you could do this. You can spend the credit to get 1 more tick, or you can spend the credit to get another action, another activity, and make a new roll, which will give you at least 1 tick.
I like that. I think that, so the way that looks is, so I think, Sawtooth,
Yeah.
Sawtooth, has worked with Boko before and patches them up really, really well. And then comes around and just kind of slaps a bandage on me. And we start to leave, and I'm like, something's not feeling right. And I think Boko's like, this is great. And I'm like, I gotta go back. And I go back, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna basically, I'm gonna be a little bit dangerous, and I'm gonna be like, this still hurts. Etema said you weren't, up to snuff, and maybe you should. Can you take a look at this?
Etema is an irrational, fleshy being. She doesn't know anything about medical work.
Well, I think you'll have to.
Sure you are taken care of just to prove her wrong.
Yeah, I think you need to prove her wrong. Let's take a look at that. That's a good idea. So I'm gonna roll again, and I got a 6 that time. That's my high.
Nice.
What does a 6 do? It gets me 3 ticks.
Yeah, which means you fill the clock completely, and both of your level 1 harms are removed.
That's great. Thank you.
Cool. So that's Fade and Boko taking care of their healing. Bria and Etema still have 1 downtime activity each, and you may want to do some prep work for however you're planning to approach the station. The information you get from Becker, you know where the station is, obviously, and from your general knowledge, this station isn't located at street level. This is something you know from before. It's actually like 10 stories up in one of the. It's what used at some point was a factory tower, but it's been converted to offices and that sort of thing. the station is up there. This is a place where they usually take high risk prisoners, people who have been detained, who need to be kept away from who they want to keep under higher security while they're detained and questioned. And he has some like general plans of the not details on what the station looks inside, but like the general layout of the rest of the block and the buildings nearby where you could have entry points. There's a landing pad outside, that sort of thing, and some information on the schedules of guard shifts and that sort of thing.
Is it isolated from other buildings, or is it like part of a block of buildings that has like adjacent walls, basically?
Yeah. It takes up like half the floor of it's like two floors, but it takes half of those floors in this big block. The other half of those floors is currently not in use. There used to be offices there, but yeah, but whatever company was there, they have moved out. No one else has moved in.
Feels like a possible way to get in.
One way we could figure this out is to decide what kind of approach you think would be fun as players and see if we can aim towards that. If you want to do another big fight, or if you want to do something sneaky, or if you have if you want to jump the transport when they're sending her to the cube or something else.
I like that.
Yeah,
the
you said
transport jump
jump
was
the
my
transport.
first. Yeah,
I can't.
I love that.
That's all I want. That's all I want in life is to jump on a transport. You know, it didn't go very well for Tandy Newton.
It's the weak link in the chain, right?
Mhm.
Like we would spend so much resources trying to infiltrate a building that we have that has transport. Oh yeah.
And yeah, I mean, maybe we do this via flashback, but my thought is if Max's rebels are itching for a fight, then making sure that they're engaged so no reinforcements are sent would be pretty great too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Or they could create the roadblock.
Yeah, that's true. There's that too.
Yeah.
Force them to detour kind of thing. They're the obvious threat. So
Right. Nice.
Yeah, so you'd have to find out when the transport is going to happen, what kind of vehicle they're using. Probably it could be some sort of skiff. It could be a crawler. It could be a speeder. You're not sure. So you'd have to find out some information in some way about that.
I could definitely do some surveying. Let's go look around and see what I can do.
Yeah, that would get you an idea what kind of vehicles they're using for prisoner transport. So yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
So
let's make the roll.
yeah, so Booker probably sets up on a building nearby and just kind of like bring some sandwiches and does a stakeout for a little while. And I've got the scout to get +1 effect. It's 2 dice to start. And you know what kind of devil's bargains are on the table?
Ooh. Let me think. Well,
they're
have
also
some cloth.
transporting an enemy of ours. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was going to get that you take harm
Yeah.
from the gas station sandwich that you're eating, but I like your
That's so good. Saving that for a future hard devil's bargain.
Yeah, one
Yeah,
level
I
one
love that one.
heartburn
That's
farm.
good.
Now-
Hard.
Yeah, that they're transporting someone, someone who would be a problem for you. That's interesting. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I'm
You're
good with that.
Your rival is Celine.
Yes. Yeah, she's a dirty cop who I got some info on and kind of cut her loose, but she's still there.
Could she be someone who's doing the transporting?
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah, because she's kind of your in with if you kill her, that's going to be trouble with the huts.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, cool. That sounds great. I'll take 3 dice to do that and scout for +1. +1, that's not die. Right. Cool. There's our 6. There we go.
Nice. Yeah. So on a 6, you get. I think this is a great effect here. Definitely. Exceptional detail. The information is complete, and follow-up questions may expand into related areas or reveal more than you hoped for.
All right. Take it.
Yeah. So they are using actually a shuttle. So this is a spaceship, kind of. It's probably not fully pressurized or the like, but it's an actual. It's not a skiff or that sort of thing. It's an actual shuttle. I will find some. Yeah, that's what they're using when they're transporting high-risk prisoners to the cube. You see that they're using some other vehicles. Mostly they use like a speeder truck sort of thing when they're transporting people to this station, and then they bring them up through the building. They have a special elevator turbolift that's only for their use, that no one else in the building can use, from like the garage in the on the bottom floor. But when they transport people out who are high risk, they use this shuttle, and that's kind of the shuttle isn't specific to this station. It's like a general street sec shuttle that's used when for this type of transport. So it's used in other areas as well.
They take off from the landing pad that's up there. I see.
Sorry?
They take off from the landing pad that's up there too.
Yeah, exactly.
Do I get any information about the route and maybe alternate routes they take in the case of emergency?
Absolutely, yeah. For the most part, they go, and this is like in the middle of the foundry, and for the most part, they just fly the shortest as the crow flies.
Minoc flies.
Yeah, as the Minoc flies. Yeah. But they have, if something happens, and this is something I think you know this or have picked this up from when you used to work as a cop, that if something happens, they will detour into, if they're close to SecSec, if something happens just when they've started, they'll probably turn back and go to SecSec, because that's where they have the best. There they have probably some like air support and that sort of thing. They may put in a call to, if there's like serious, if they're attacked by other ships, they'll probably put in a call to the garrison to scramble a couple of TIE fighters that they have there. If they're attacked from the ground, they will fly high. So they'll go high up against the ceiling to 13, 14 would be the level up. And if they're damaged in the air, they will try to land somewhere reasonably safe, which in this case would probably mean they try to turn back towards Bright Market or the Foundry rather than land in the Warrens or in the scrapyard. Maybe veer off to the gardens where there's not a lot of people around. Yeah.
Cool. So it sounds like we can have our friends make some noise and catch them either on the way back or maybe more fun near the ceiling. That might be a super fun scene to do. That'll keep the TIE fighters out of the mix.
Yeah, that could be
cool. Yeah.
problematic.
Full report to the group. Open the table for plans.
So if I may, of the alphabet soup of the groups that are involved, I know this sounds stupid. I just want to make sure before I say something. Is StreetSec involved, or is it just SecSec and ISB? And remember, there's three groups.
StreetSec are the ones who are holding her.
Okay.
They were the ones who did the raid, and they're still holding her. They usually work closely with CoreSec, who is Coruscant Security, and they're the detectives. But in this case, they have, and usually they would deliver prisoners or people who are detained to them. But now they're holding on to her for some reason. Maybe they think that she can give them information on where the other rebels are. They can get a feather in the cap by capturing them, like a status thing. And ISB, they are absolutely interested in all rebels. That's how and SecSec, that's actually just the area, that's the security sector, so they're not a faction.
Okay. All right. So 14 sessions ago, I clicked the red check mark on Darmat, a StreetSec officer. So I thought maybe I could engage this guy, and I have no idea why I red checked him or her, but if I can get them to help us, then that would be good. I'm just trying to figure out how to do that without them going like, okay, well, I'm walking over here and sending the report that you're showing up, and okay, talk to you later. So I don't quite know how to do that. Okay, anyway, maybe what I could do is, under the guise of burying hatchets, as it were, like do dinner or something with them, but they end up getting knocked out, and I get their credentials, and I log in and I do something to get us some information out of the computer, kind of thing, and then like go back and get in bed with them, and they don't know one thing from the other. So I'd like to try that.
Yeah.
And
so
I
if you'd like, I could try to assist here rather than knocking them out. I could try to pickpocket them.
Oh, okay.
So I could help you out with the die, I think, that way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So Just
So-
looking for a distracting evening with my red check marked street sec officer.
Yeah. Just to because I mentioned this in the DMs before, and I think this applied to Boko's role as well. This is something you can't. You need to ask a question. You need to have
Right,
a question
right.
for that you're trying to answer. For Boko, that was part of the whole thing. And
Yes.
Boko's question required an action roll because it wasn't just obvious information. And I think this is the same thing. But it depends on exactly what it is you want to know. But probably you want to know things that this person isn't willing to just tell you.
So I imagine that if this vehicle comes under fire, it'll go into lockdown. I would like to know what the code is to take it out of lockdown so that we can open the doors.
Ooh, nice. Yeah.
Or to, or to make it more to make it more generic, I'd like to get some codes that will help us. And we're not supposed to really plan the heist before we play the heist kind of thing, but just some codes that will help us. And that was my idea for the codes that would help us.
Yeah, I think that's more of an acquire asset thing.
Okay.
Than
So that would be
gather info.
an entire downtime activity. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can't do that.
Well, you can. You have a downtime activity you haven't used.
Yeah, I also need to get rid of some stress, and I guess I could spend the coin I have to do the. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. I'll pay the cred to make that happen. Okay, acquire an asset.
You could maybe. You have 4 creds for the crew.
Okay, well, I might need that if I need to, like, amp it from one level to the next or something like that. So I guess I guess it's a rules. Acquire asset. Tier. It's based off of our tier. Okay. So we are tier 1 still. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And they
And you are getting help from a friend. I think this is what Bates assistance, where Bates assistance comes in.
right.
Which means this isn't an action roll, so it doesn't cost you any stress, Stephen. It's just you're just helping out.
So street sex tier 4. Does that mean I need to get a tier +3 acquire asset?
Not necessarily. I think in this case, the higher the roll I think the better the quality you get here, the more useful the codes will be. Like if you get a weak roll, you can you can open the outer doors, but that's all. If you get a high quality thing, then you can do what you want.
Yeah, you
Does
get
that sound
this.
fair?
Yeah, you get the system down pat. I love it. All right. So this would be a consort roll.
Acquire asset is just you roll your tier.
That's a low amount of dice. Okay. All right. Well, 1 die it is.
Plus the 1 die from Bates help, and the fact that you're using your contact.
Oh, okay. I got a 6. Oh, thank you, Bade. Your helping die gave me a 6. So that's +1, right?
Yeah. So mechanically, that's a tier 2 asset.
Okay.
And I think in this case, that will let you, if they go into lockdown, you can open the outer door so you can get in, and you can open the holding cells.
Ah, okay. If I got if I bought the next level up, could we also get either shutdown codes or driving codes for the vehicle itself? Like if we needed to jump in the vehicle and just take the vehicle kind of thing?
I think you could get codes that would open the door to the cockpit.
Okay. All right, so that would cost
It's one credit.
1 credit, and then it would take 2 for every level after critical. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. I will purchase a tier 3 set of codes from Bade's hacking while I am winding in the dining street sec guy or gal or pal.
Yeah, what kind of person is this?
Oh boy, let's look up the character.
Doormat or Dharma?
Dharma. Yeah. Species helper. Thank you, Rich, once again for your awesome creation. The image for your Ratataki no longer works, by the way.
Oh, weird. I'll fix it.
And oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's the Empire, so they're human. And he's oh, what is he? Why are we not good with each other? I will think about that and let you know before the next session.
Cool.
Write that down.
But let's make that consort roll to see how the evening goes.
Yeah, right. Awesome. I like that. That's what I was looking for. So I have a consort of 1. I mean, I think there's probably going to be a devil's bargain there with their obsession with me or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, or just Etema finds out.
I told you in the okay. All right. No matter what happens, Edema here's the worst is what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
Is that okay with you, Rich? We're telling you.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I was wondering at what point Adam will hear about such things. You naughty girl. Sounds cool.
Never. All right. 2 dice. Love it. Oh. 3 to 2.
That's a 3 as the highest. That's
It is a
great.
3 as the highest. And there's no reroll mechanics in Blades. So that's where the dice sit.
So I'm imagining, and let me know if you don't agree with this. I think this is someone you had like a brief relationship with at some point,
Sure.
and you realized that you can't stand each other, but you still have that like carnal attraction.
Right.
So it's you have dinner first because that's kind of the thing to do, but you're like bitching at each other through the whole deal, and then you you find a cheap hotel room and you spend the night there, breaking the whole place apart, and then you swear to never see each other again.
Just like last time.
Yeah. Does that work for you?
I love it so much. Oh my God, that's perfect, Anders.
And I think Etema hears about this from someone else who was staying there. Who could that be?
Jita, maybe?
Sorry?
Jita? I don't know, just throwing the name of a gang member out.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
or it's just someone like that's also involved in Street Sec that sees Boko at some point, and they're like, "Hey, Do you know who's getting ugly? So and so and so and so. And you're like,
we have your old friend High Curleg, the dirty cop you leaned on before, and I
is he at the hospital?
yeah. I think he's like moonlighting as a security guard at the hotel.
Yes,
And he sees you both when you get there and when you leave. And he's going to tell Boko, and Boko is going to tell Etoma, and yeah.
Probably going to tell everybody.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask this question. So the devil's bargain means it's happened.
Yeah.
Is this a thing that would Boko tell Etoma, or does Etoma find out through another means? Because I'm really curious if that's a thing.
Cool. Good.
He would?
Good.
Okay. All right. That is cool.
That doesn't mean you also don't hear about it from other means.
It's possible, yeah, that I also heard it from everyone. It's
Right.
everywhere.
It's everywhere. Okay. I swear to never see Darmit again. Okay. So we have the codes because Bade did the hard work. And cool. That costs money. I need to make that happen.
Yeah, let's see. So do we pay 1 cred from the crew to do the action? Or did you pay that yourself?
I prefer that to happen, but I don't know how the crew feels about me spending 2 cred on a date at a seedy hotel with this guy. I mean, the part of the credits are probably the equipment that Babe needed to do the slicing or whatever. But you know, taking Street Sec out for a nice dinner, I don't know if the crew wants to pay for that.
Maybe it was positioned as like, here's the deal, here's the plan, we're gonna make this move, and it'll be done, and then like you just fall into your old habits. That wasn't part of the plan.
That wasn't part. Okay, yeah, let's get people upset with me. I spent 2 creds out of the way. I'll keep my cred. Thank you very much.
Maybe the plan was that you take him out to dinner, and then the rest wasn't planned.
Yeah, totally. Oh God, I'm a horrible person. All right. Cool. So we have codes. We have the route. Is there anything else that we want? Guns.
So is your plan to like assault the shuttle to make a attack? Are you trying to infiltrate so that you're on board and attacking from inside, or sneaking aboard, or
So part of what I heard
For-
was that we're
Go
going to
for it.
try and use the rebels as a distraction, and they're going to force the shuttle up, and once they're up, that will give us time to break into the shuttle because we have the codes. And once we're inside the shuttle, it should be easy enough to just grab Maxa and head out, right? Or Bria, did you actually get further codes so we can actually take the shuttle somewhere and just take the whole thing? Is that the plan?
Yeah, maybe it has to be, the codes have to be put in locally, right? Like super locally, like in the comp ticket itself, right?
Yeah.
Is there any way we can hang something or someone from the ceiling, or get you like, or have a vehicle up there that can kind of like drop off and then get right on them? Or
So if I
could
recall
pick
correctly,
that up?
2 sessions ago during the downtime, I set up a swoop bike.
Hmm.
you use that for that
Yeah.
that was Bria's
Okay.
escape vehicle.
That's right. Okay.
You can. It doesn't really make sense to recover the bike and use that again.
So not to get too far into it, but what if we have the rebels force them down a particular road, and then like an IED like stops the vehicle, and then we run in, put in codes, take people out, that kind of thing. How do y'all feel about that?
I mean, it sounds neat and it works to our strengths, but I thought we were driving it up. If we're not driving it up, then
Yeah.
that makes sense. I'm not saying no. I just want to make sure like the flow in my head is a little.
Yeah.
Oh, whenever we drove it up,
If we have a demolitionist put some charges on the upper level, like the idea is a bunch of shit falling on them, and maybe that forces them.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
It'll be cool either way, whether it works or not.
Yeah, and I mean, you want Maxa to be alive afterwards.
Yeah.
And
Oh, fine. Okay, Max alive when we rescue her probably makes sense.
Is
We'll
that
go for
technically part of the job?
We'll go for that achievement. We'll go for that achievement this time.
I heard Anne Block's new outfit, so let's do it.
Yeah.
yeah, you get a hat if she gets out of line. I
So
think
many
danger,
games.
the danger with forcing the shuttle up is that it has a lot of the freedom of movement up there. So it will be difficult to predict exactly where it will go. That's the risky part of that.
I like the idea of we can corral that and prevent them from having a lot of space with the demolitions, basically blocking them off so they're corralled in a particular area.
Yeah.
That's the plan, right?
It's all up to an engagement roll soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most high level general plan is have the rebels take them off their regular route, and then we have an ambush of some kind set up to do something. So,
but it's basically it's an assault. That's the general idea, and you're going to attack it while it's in the air in some way, while it's en route. Cool. So we still have, I think Bria wanted to relieve some stress.
Yes, I am going to go and have my final session with Zori Bliss and tell her I'm going straight. And basically, like, to sum it all up, I'm going CrossFit, but crossed sabers fit or something like that. But like there are things I want to do more than this, but I'll talk to you about them later. But like I think I'll do one last super to get my role. But her goal is to get clean and to be even more physically capable as time goes on for what she needs to happen. So, yeah, I think I get
Zori is, as always, very, very not friendly, but yeah, friendly. Actually, she's friendly. She's I'll be very sorry to lose you as a customer, but I hope you'll find other ways to relieve pressure.
I let her know that she's important to me, and that if she needs help, to come to me. Basically selling out our gang, to being like, the next time you need a job done, keep us on retainer, whatever.
Yes. Some of the former knives have spoken very highly of you and your crew. Priestmop in particular, he's been very vocal about your positive qualities as well, your skills at doing the things that you do.
When you've got a talent, guess you've got to use it.
Wise word. Wise word. And then she waves her hand, and one of her gang members comes up with like a big like a platter with various types of spice, and you have one last go at it.
Yeah. All right. So it's my lowest column, which is a 3. So I will roll 3. Yay, 6.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, you have a very pleasant evening. Have a bit of drink, some light food, and some very high quality spice.
Awesome. Etsema.
Yes.
I'm going to have one last party. Did you want to come?
And timeline wise, this is like all this is happening one more. So Bria is inviting Edema to this meeting with Zori Bliss thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How does Edema feel about the fact that I won't be doing this anymore?
To wait until Zori goes on to do her own stuff. Bria, you're really confusing me. Why are you? You said you were cool with this, and now you don't want to do this anymore. What happened?
I don't know that. Let me rewind. In that last mission, when you killed somebody and they stood back up, that assassin, I don't know them, but I know people like them, and I can't get caught unawares, and this would leave me vulnerable. I don't mind that anybody takes it. Hell, I'll probably send her customers, but I want to stay sober.
Okay. Then I wait until you get a little high. I get high too.
Mhm.
So why did you say that I shouldn't be with anybody else?
Is there anything else to that sentence?
That's the whole question. That's the question. Why did you not want me to sleep with anyone?
Since I've never technically cleared out the truth serum, and I'm high, I'm going to keep on going with the truth. I wanted you to myself. But you have slept with other people. So What
Yeah.
does it matter?
Well, I stopped when you made that clear. That's what you wanted.
Did you?
And so Rich is not messing up timelines. I think she did. She slept with Anissa at the brothel. Then immediately there is the conversation of we're exclusive, and Edema hasn't done that since. Has been tempted and has actually.
No, I thought you went. I thought you went to a place. In character, I thought you went to a place.
Well, that's why I'm checking in. Like, am I misremembering? Because I'm perfectly happy if someone remembers.
So here's the thing. So I'm not going off of knowledge. Like I'm just going like.
Right. But I'm trying to check in so players are like, no, Rich, your character's lying. I want my character to be telling the truth if she said, no, I quit. Because I thought she did, but.
Yeah, I think Rich has it right, but
Okay.
I'm not 100. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, let's just go ahead and say that he's right. And
Okay,
like,
cool.
Yeah.
No, you're right. We've both slept around. I guess it's fine.
Come on, don't be like that. You want to be wanted. I want you.
Right. Just not exclusive. Right?
You really can't handle that, can you?
Of course I can. I just want to make sure I understand. That's all.
Should we write out everything on a piece of paper? Get it notarized?
You're being mean. I'm not your son. You can't treat me that way.
I think you should leave.
Yeah. I think I should too. She gets up. She'll head up.
And scene.
Nice. Or, sad and terrible, but nice.
It's really hard for me as a player to be mean in character. So like that was
Well,
really
congratulations. You were.
Yay. Achievement unlocked. Cool. That's fun. Engagement roll, I think.
Etema still has the downtime activity, I think.
Got it.
I do. Thank you for remembering me, because I remembered and forgot, because there's so much going on. I had mentioned a thing. I think it was like literally last session where I said I might want and I didn't set up the clock. So I do want to set up the clock of Edema wants to find her family.
Yeah. We talked about that. Yeah. So a long-term project. So I think. I'm trying to figure out if this is like one project or if it's like multiple steps.
Yeah, I'm cool with however you want to go with it. Right now, her project is, where is my family? And it might be a thing of she has to get X before she can even try to find them, or it might be just.
I think the first thing you'd have to do is locate the Ratataki community in the on because you know they lived a couple of levels up, but you don't know the details, if I remember correctly.
She doesn't even know their names. So yeah. I think you make this as difficult as seems logically possible, or not difficult. I don't care.
I think we'll start with a 6-tick clock to find a Ratataki community that could help you like continue searching.
All right. And I think she is going to I think hunt, maybe, because I've been working on insight and gathering information about location and movements. Does that seem fair?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right, sweet. So that's a pitiful 1 die. Got any devil's bargains?
Yeah, I mean, you have people looking for you. I could put a tick on Anathem's clock.
Well, Adamant doesn't even know that about that. So yes, please put a tick on that. This matters. I'm gonna burn us. I'm gonna help myself. Oh wait, I can't do both, so I could increase effect.
You could get help from someone else.
Hey, Bade.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a Ratataki family for community thing. That has nothing to do with my family. Community. There's a Ratataki community a couple of levels up. You want to come with me? Maybe grease a few palms. My credits, not yours. And ask around and see if we can scope it out, find some info.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I can help out with that. I know a few people up there. Well, they know me.
All good things. All good things. Sweet. So you got to burn a stress. Sorry.
Yep, no problem.
But I will take that die, and here comes the roll.
3 dice.
A 5 on one of those. So I will take that 5 because the others are bad.
Yeah, so that's 2 ticks. Unless you want to spend a cred to make it 3, but then you could make a new roll instead for another action.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll a. Yeah. I'll sit on it. That's it. There's work coming up. She's also not in a good headspace right now. So yeah, I'm good with it. I'm good with just a couple ticks. She'll pursue it more when she has her head on straight. Thanks, Spade. That was great. You want to get high?
You got a lot of money. You're flashing around
some?
a lot of cash. Well, I'm just saying, there's a lot of things you can do with money like that, especially up here.
Like what? Got a place to live. I got a line on drugs.
You're looking for somebody. I mean, maybe they owe you. Maybe
They don't even know me.
Oh. Huh. Well, why are you looking for people who don't know you? I mean, there's no reason to worry about that because they're not gonna come after you. It's fine.
Huh. You're right.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just not worry about it then.
Okay.
Yep. Adam is lying through her teeth badly.
Yeah, just as a mechanical thing, you're getting close to being able to go up to tier 2. That will cost you a total of 16 creds. So you may find some use for that money soon.
Is that creds or stash?
That's creds.
Wow.
If you want to use stash, you only get half. But when you do this, you get stash. You will each get 3 stash. So it's kind of like you're investing your money into stash. You'll pay 16 and you'll get 12 back, plus you've increased your tier. If you just, if you don't carry if it's creds or stash, but stash
would
is
just-
less useful.
Yeah, the reason I was
sorry.
asking is mechanically, it's hard to have 16 cred because we each can only have 4, and then the crew can have 4. So that's the max we could have is 20. So that's
Yep.
that's tough. Yeah,
That's the whole thing. Going up a tier ain't no joke. You got to
Yeah.
be committed.
that's right.
Yeah,
And
but
I
you
am so
can,
hot.
you,
We do get a discount, don't we?
you get a discount on the amount of rep you need.
Oh, right.
Oh, and right. Wait, let me check. Yeah. It costs half the creds because you have a patron. So it will only cost you 8 creds.
Ooh,
Oh, that's a joke.
big thing.
We could do that right now.
We have a patron if this mission goes well.
that's
Good
correct.
point. Good
True.
point.
is Max
You
our
can
patron?
also you can also
Yeah.
buy the vault upgrade, which increases the amount of creds the crew can save.
Mm.
So it's possible to have more than 4 creds for the crew, but it requires some experience investment, basically.
Sweet. Thanks for that. That was fun.
Cool. I just realized that maybe we should have had another break, but now I think we'll just power through. If someone needs a bio break, we'll do it. But otherwise, we'll keep going.
Okay.
Everyone seems to be okay with to keep going. I pasted once I managed to not just send it to Rich, link to a picture of the shuttle.
That's a slick looking shuttle.
Yeah. And this is actually some sort of interplanetary shuttle that's used to ferry passengers, but this one is old. It's been converted into a prison transport thing. Okay, so unless you want to do more information gathering, I think we're ready for the engagement roll.
I just have a question. It feels like, if not stealth, we're definitely using some kind of subterfuge. I check in because we do have the predators move. That'll give us a +1D to the engagement roll.
Mm.
Yeah, if you're doing murder.
Oh, yeah, is it? I've read the first half.
Oh.
I didn't read the other. Dadgum, to
if you
commit
use
murder.
stealth or subterfuge to
Yeah,
commit
no, this isn't
murder.
murder. It's assault. Okay. Oh well.
But thanks for checking in. I should check if your other abilities play in. I don't think so. We need to remember that you have the extra die to resistance rolls from the Forged in Fire thing you got last time.
Oh, I remember. I am a resist queen. Well, Adam is a resist queen. I'm just the player behind her.
He very much is. So I think your approach is assault. That seems like what you're doing. And the point, I think, point of attack here is the shuttle. Seems like what it is. Yeah, cool. You should select your load, and we should do the engagement roll. So we're starting out with 1 die. Is this operation particularly bold or daring? I think it is. You're attacking a shuttle in the air. That's pretty ballsy. Is it overly complex or contingent on many factors? I kind of think it is, because of the shuttle has a lot of freedom of movement and that sort of thing. It's difficult to contain it. You don't know what could happen there. Does the player's detail expose the vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? I think yes, because you have the codes. So you have the ability to get into the shuttle, which makes that vulnerable. Is the target strongest against this approach? Do they have particular defenses or special preparations? They do have particular defenses or special preparations. They are prepared for this sort of thing. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? Yes, you have the rebels who are willing to fight and help you. Are any enemies or rivals interfering with the operation? I don't think so. Are
Does
there any
Celine
other
count?
elements?
Yes,
Sorry?
Salim.
Does Celine count?
Ooh,
Yeah, that was the devil's bargain, so I think it probably should.
Okay.
yeah, that's true. She's on the transport. She's a rival. She will not be willing to go along with this. That's true. Are there any other elements to consider? Doesn't seem like it. That means you're rolling the one die.
Do we get any extra dice for morale for, like, you know, we lost Croft and now, you know, we're gonna, I don't know, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Do we
I
keep
mean,
less
if you had
dice?
really
'Cause-
been unified and that sort of thing, then maybe. But it's kind of the opposite. So yeah. So who wants to roll?
I
I'll
mean,
go ahead
Bria
and
is
do
our
it.
leader, right? Oh,
Or-
you got it? You got it,
If
Mark?
Bria wants to do it, yeah, why not?
No. Mark, you got
Yeah.
it. You want it. It's your thing. It's your rival. You should roll.
Take responsibility. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, doggy, here we go. A 6. Boom.
Boom!
Nice.
Man, here I thought we were getting free XP. Dadgum.
Right?
You had to be good at it.
All that free
Nice.
XP.
Yeah, you start in a control position. That's nice.
Nice work.
I'll have to figure out how that works.
Maybe we are on board after all. You know.
Ooh.
Could be. We'll see. I think we should do XP and then some stars and wishes or
Sounds good.
alike. So let's start with crew XP so we don't forget about that. You did not execute a successful operation. Contend with challenges above your current station. With the information gathering a little bit. I'm not sure. Do you think that's on the level of an XP?
I think the wake is definitely something new, right? Like, I don't think there are a lot of crews that do that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that probably falls in under one of the later ones.
Sure.
Probably not
Yeah.
contending
Conflicts.
with challenges.
You know, sorry, I
Situation, yeah.
thought you moved on to bolster.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. Yeah.
The only thing I can think of, there was one point during the session when we said something about tier +2. You know, we were comparing our crew's tier
the
with someone else's
codes.
crew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Did that come into play?
Yeah, I
You had to
think
spend
that's,
money for it, yeah.
yeah, that's true. You spent money to get the better codes because the street stack is higher tier than you. Yeah, I think that should count.
Yeah.
That's an
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. Your current reputations are professional and brutal.
Only pros would have a wake for their lost mate, even while
Oh.
at war.
Oh, and I think Boko's talk that he gave to the crew member was definitely brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And professional. I mean, straightening them out is like, this is how we work because this is our deal.
Yeah.
Don't lose your shit.
I think, yeah, brutal plays into that. I think like holding the wake in that place at that time, that's more daring maybe than professional or brutal, but yeah, I think you should get 2 XP for this maybe. I think you're bolstering your brutal reputation, and I think you're kind of pushing towards a new reputation as well, even if you're maybe not quite there yet. I want to give you 2.
Take it.
Did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to give you 2 for that one. After all the messy stuff, I don't think we need to go into detail there. That means you get an advance and you have 1 XP left. So you can take an ability, and you can take abilities from other crews as well, but they're hidden. I'll just bring out, I think the shadows are the ones who would be most relevant. Others maybe. Can you see
Dangerous is
those
a free
three?
rating too, so it's always nice.
I'll just bring.
It'd be nice to buy the Shadow's old schematics,
Ooh.
and have something that was not based off of the rats, Baton Rats.
Yeah, yeah.
Assassins. Who would want to be assassins? Jeez.
Yeah, losers.
Terrible, terrible choice.
We used to be assassins, Stephen, and we changed crews.
Yeah, yeah. And you can, of course, get upgrades as well. You can, so 1 special ability or 2 upgrades, and you can spend, if you take upgrades, you can spend 2 upgrades to get a new cohort.
And Vault was one that was mentioned that if we're going up
Mm.
crew is not a bad choice. Going up, sorry, tier 2 sounds hot.
I kind of like Dangerous. I think that was our 2nd choice last time.
Dangerous
Just
is
give straight
hot.
up
Yeah,
straight
that's
up.
hot.
an extra die for stuff.
So what does that mean? +1 action rating.
You get a tick in one of those actions.
Okay.
So it's not super exciting, but it's very useful.
Yeah.
I have to go at 5, so
Yeah, cool. We can leave that for now. If you come to a decision this session, we'll work it out, and if not, we'll do it next time.
Adding a note.
Yeah, yeah. So let's do this in reverse character keeper order. Vade, XP 4. Did you address a challenge with theft or innocence?
I think one way or another I did. The theft would be helping steal the codes, and the innocence would be talking to the husband, Mark.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and that's 2 instances, so that's 2 XP.
Oh, okay.
You can get up to 2 for each category. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
My background is the underworld. My beliefs and heritage. I'm not sure that came into play any. Maybe, taking representation of being the nice one and listening to the husband the whole time.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I think that on the other hand, that's kind of double dipping for the innocence.
Right. So I'll leave that at 2.
And then, did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma?
No, I mean, gambling's great. I did great. So
Yeah, actually, I think you kind of used your background when you were helping Etema with finding her family, that sort of thing.
true. Yeah.
So I think that puts you at 3 total.
Okay.
Priya, did you address a challenge with stealth or evasion?
I don't think so. I think the only roll I made was poorly done seduction. A costly,
Yeah, I don't-
poorly done seduction. I mean, I evaded being a nice person to Edema, so.
Yeah, maybe we'll get to that a bit further down here. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Yeah, I think my new drive to to get that list and change to becoming sober. I think that's part of it. It's either my beliefs or my drive.
Mhm.
Trying to think of anything else came up. Well, my background is the street psych officer. I brought them up. So all
Yeah.
right, so
Yeah,
that's,
so that's 2 for that.
yeah.
Did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma? Definitely. I mean, deciding that using spice is making you worse at your job, kind of. That's
Yeah.
I think that should count.
Cool. All right, 3 XP for me.
Yep. Boko, and I should say that I'm not intentionally aiming to give everyone 3 XP. It's just that that's where we usually land. Did you address a challenge with tracking or violence?
I did.
Yeah.
Tracking. If you want to count my altercation with our Jawa friend, violence, take 2 for that. One was the tracking the transport.
I think tracking the transport counts. I think Janusz will come into play in the
I agree.
other one.
I agree.
Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background, for example?
I believe I did. Yes.
Yeah, you definitely. I think you expressed your beliefs when you yelled at Janusz.
And like we're family with
Yeah. Did you use your background, anything for your prep work or that sort of thing?
I don't think so. I mean, I got the hookup from Skirbo, which is definitely hooks into the underground. I imagine Skirbo had some hand in me not being a cop anymore, so that's probably hooks into there.
Yeah,
somewhere.
that's true. That puts you at 3. And then, did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma?
No, gambling is great. We did bump the heat up for the bragging, so maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know if
true.
that counts
That's
as
true.
struggle,
That
but yeah.
should give you an XP. That puts you at 4.
All right, I'll take it.
And finally, Etema, did you address a challenge with violence or coercion?
Doesn't say effective coercion. She was trying to coerce Janusz to like come back into the family and kind of host it. So that was the only coercion I saw.
Yeah, I'm not sure that counts as coercion, really. That was more, I felt like that. I mean, or maybe this is the second language thing, but for me, coercion feels like it's like threatening and violence and that sort of thing. And you were more
and
like,
that feels like with a
come
gun
on,
hand, that's
defense.
probably more the spirit of it. That makes sense. I definitely didn't do that then.
Yeah, but did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
I feel like a lot. Like,
Yeah,
we had the sawtooth thing as part of the background, or our drives and beliefs, a little bit of I want to find out where I'm from, and also I'm trying to understand the relationship with Bria. I feel like I did that. Yeah.
you definitely hit that for 2 XP. Did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma?
So the trauma is reckless, and I don't feel like she was reckless. She actually was pretty calm. So maybe not on that. I don't know. Does anybody think of any example of vice or trauma. Her vices are stupor and pleasure. She did get high for a wake.
Yeah, and I think your discussion with Bria, like your continued commitment to get high, kind of played into how that conversation played out in a not entirely positive way.
That's true. It did probably cause more trouble than it helped.
Yeah, so I think that should be 1. So I think that puts you at 3 as well.
I love it. That sounds awesome.
Cool. And just as a reminder, those XP can be playbook XP, or they can be put at one of the attributes, insight, prowess, or resolve. Cool. That's XP done. Let's end the recording and do some quick stars and wishes before Kai has to leave.
Sounds
So
good.
bye, internet.